What's goody? What's goody? Yeah. Hey yo, Los, what's goody? Hey, hey, Brian, what's goody? What it do? Hey, hey, Brian, what's goody? What's good? Yeah, goody two shoes. Yeah. Hey yo, Los, what's goody? What's goody? Hey, hey, Brian, what's goody? What's good? Hey, hey, Brian, what's goody? Yo, what do we always say? Yeah. A family that kicks together, they stick together. Started back in quarantine, we did this here together. It's more than just the hype stuff, off-white stuff. Talking shoes that take you back to certain life stuff. Nostalgic pairs, make you feel like a kid again. It's what we do.
Hey, I cannot wait for the rest of that song. I can't wait for you guys to hear that song. What is poppin'? What's goody?
Hey, what's goody?
What's goody? How are you guys? How's the week going so far?
Week has been amazing. Let me just put it that way. Week has been amazing. Big things in store. Lots of projects being worked on. It's been really, really successful, busy, everything. It's huge. So shouts out to Jimmy. Shouts out to Jeremy. Shouts out to Destiny. Shouts out to Juane. Team Early. Dímelo, Juana. Team Early. These guys, man. Thank you for the support.
How were they in there early, like before we were even live, making comments? Like, how is that possible?
Yo, I don't know, but hey,
they got
it figured out. They got it figured out. So shouts out to them.
That's wild. Anyway, Aaron, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. It's been a good week. Just chilling. Picked up a couple pairs. Hit on a couple pairs. Just kidding. I hit on one pair. But that's all good, man. All good.
Awesome. All right. Well, we have a few segments that we want to get to, but first, we're going to have Brian take a second and introduce the gentleman who will be joining us today. So, Brian, go for it.
Standing 6'12", hailing all the way. Starting center for the San Antonio Spurs. No, I'm just kidding. Guys, we have a treat for you guys today. This man is, and he's very humble, so I know if I say this, he's going to say something about it, but he's honestly a legend in his field in the sneaker customizing game. I think we've all known about him for maybe close to a decade now. Like he's been on top of it. He's at the top. He's our personal favorite, no bias. We have a lot of customizer friends. We love you all. But no, hailing from San Antonio, our special guest this week, Jake from Dank Customs.
Fresh set of guests, no telling who the best will be. All I know's we coming for next and Sneaker Jeopardy.
What's up?
Hey, how you doing, man? Welcome to the show.
Yo.
How's your week going?
Yeah, week's going good, man. It's what's today? Tuesday? Monday? Tuesday.
Today's Goody Two Shoes Tuesday. That's a tongue twister.
That's it. Got it. Cool. I'm still on this weird Miami buzz that I had a wild last 4 days in Miami. So
wow.
Yeah, crazy stuff.
Let me find out you were blowing a PPP loan in Miami.
Probably about that same dollars amount though. Yeah.
Well, we are very excited to have you on the show today, Jake. Your work is unmatched, I would say. I don't know how many different words we can use to describe what you do. I'm sure you guys will hear a plethora of descriptive words throughout the episode.
That's a good word, plethora.
I'm smart. Anyhow, the show goes as follows. We've got some segments that we want to run through with you, and then we want to talk to you about who you are, what you do, and then at the end, we like to play a little game that we call Sneaker Jeopardy. And Brian, do you want to give them a little heads up of what to look out for when it comes to Sneaker Jeopardy?
Yeah, what to look out for. So basically, we coming for your head. You better be prepared. We don't play fair. No, I'm just kidding. We play super fair. Awesome. It's all fun. But yeah, random trivia, random sneaker trivia. It's a lot of fun. No competitive nature, so it'll be a lot of fun.
Not at all. If you couldn't tell, he's not. I do it all the time. He's not competitive whatsoever. That guy. But yes, we will have Brian going up against Jake today in our Sneaker Jeopardy. So don't go anywhere. That is at the end of the episode. But our first segment that we like to do each week has become one of my personal favorites, and that is Heat this week. So we're going to go through a selection of pictures that all of you have posted throughout this last week of sneakers that you've worn on a daily basis. And you put them on your story or in a post and you hashtag Heat this week and you tag us at goodytwoshoeslv on Instagram. So we're going to go ahead now and preview all of those. Thank you.
Let's get it.
Talking shoes that take you back to certain life stuff. Nostalgic pairs make you feel like a chicken.
All right. So first up. All right. That one was quick. ESB with Travis there, and Travis again with the Gulfs. Coming out. Oh, Travis again with the.
Travis again, man.
Oh, Travis getting his entries in.
Yeah, we'll tell you about those entries in just a second for sure. All right, we got Jay the Kid. You heard him rapping at the beginning of the show with some Ultra Boosts.
Oh,
Disney.
nice.
Wow, keeping Ultra Boost alive.
Got
Damn,
product
them
of Kid.
shorts, though.
Sheesh, product of Rich. Let's go.
With the real shoe monster with some Puss Head SBs. Amazing
Nice.
pair.
Wait, you said it right? Puss heads.
He got it. Woo! We don't
We
Wow.
got some little feet here. Little feet.
Back to our regularly scheduled program. Travis with some SBs.
MIA.
Real shoe monster. Shout out to Vegas Golden Knights at the T-Mobile Arena.
Yo, SB's making a huge hit this week.
I know.
Oh.
Oh, woo.
Gracious.
Dang.
It's not even fair.
Yeah, this is not a fair week. Travis with the Stussy.
Stussy. Yep. You'll get it, Brian, eventually.
I say it how I say it.
All right. Shout out to Issa for the overbreaks. I love this shoe so much.
Aaron shoe of the year.
Oh my goodness. Travis, did he do every day this last week?
I think he might have been. He's going.
Ooh.
Oh, Jeremy with the SB.
Okay.
Jeremy. Fire, bro.
Yeesh.
Miss Carter.
Miss Kauda in the house.
All the way from Japan.
All the way from Japan. Wow.
Yes.
Jeremy.
Feels
Oof.
nice.
Oh,
That's early access. That's
That
early
emoji.
access.
That emoji at the bottom.
They don't got those, Jeremy.
Pink Ice, SB, Dunks, Monster at it again.
Sheesh.
And yeah, okay. I have a feeling this is going to be a trend, guys.
Travis killing
The
it.
dunks
Yeah.
for Travis.
Just Travis.
Obsidians. Fire. Shouts out TJ.
Hey, Brian, a family that kicks together.
Sticks together. Shouts out to the Carters all the way from Japan. Killing it.
Ooh, that 3M though.
Sheesh.
Dang.
What 13s are those?
A floor mat though.
Is it
All right.
Chucky
Mrs.
Low or what?
Miss Carter.
Ooh, the bacons.
Ooh, with the
Oh,
bacon.
shout out to Haas. Yo, Nike, stop releasing bacons. Dang.
Not keep them up. Keep them up.
Aaron with the 96. Very fire. Very slept on.
Love this shoe.
Travis.
Yeesh.
I think that was the first one. We'll give this
Okay.
more airtime. That was awesome. So that is Heat this week, my friends. So yeah, you guys all brought the heat this week. Let me take a second and explain why you see Travis doing so many of these. One, because he supported us from day one, and two, like he was doing this before this became like a giveaway thing. So this season, every time you do a Heat This Week post, you are giving yourself a single entry toward our giveaway during our season finale. So we're coming out with some merch. We got some socks, some hats, and some shirts in the works. As of like right now, we're working on those. We're working out the details, and they're coming very soon. We're very excited about them. At the end of the season, we're going to give away one person a pair of socks, one person a shirt, one person a hat, and then one person is going to get all three. So keep those Heat This Week posts coming, because every time you do so, you put yourself in the running for a giveaway. Any questions?
Yes. And just know that this merch is not just merch that you wear like to go to bed or like, you know, when you don't have a t-shirt around. This is going to be fly stuff. Like, you can get fly with this stuff. If you know us, you know how we do. So be excited for that. Post your heat this week and get entered.
Yeah, compliments on the logo. This G with the period.
You like that?
I dig it. I like it.
Dope. That's good to hear.
It actually reminds me of my favorite band growing up, Glassjaw.
You know what's funny? Is we had someone tell us that. I think it was Haas messaged me. It was like, hey, can I tell you what that reminds me of? And then he sent me the Glassjaw logo. That's the first time I heard of them.
Yeah,
Sick.
no, they are a crazy band, and you know we can get into all that stuff later. But they are definitely responsible for my love of, not responsible for the love, but really getting me into shoes. Glassjaw has a big part of that. So you will find a lot of sneakerheads that will find that logo, you know, I guess connection, you know.
Word.
Interesting.
They have their own dunk, right?
They have their own blazer.
Or blazer, that's right. Yeah, blazer.
Glassdoor blazer. Look at that.
It's 40 pairs made. They made it when they did the Deftones dunk. So but the thing is that when they got sent their pairs went to their merch store in Brooklyn, and their merch store put them up for sale. So like instead of them all coming to the band and the band putting them out, you know, they all went to fans of the band who not necessarily were sneakerheads. So they beat them to crap. So those 40 pairs are that much rarer because of that. But anyway, go on.
Wow. So speaking of fans, I am a huge fan of this next segment. You like my segue there. That was great. Segment segues. So our next segment is probably a crowd favorite, and that is a segment that we like to call New Releases, and that is with no one other than our boy, the Real Shoe Monster. So Aaron, play the tape.
Yeah, it's super weird. Like, I went to this like hypnotist, and he was doing a couple things to try and get me to like stop some bad habits, but I don't know, something weird happened. Anytime I hear a bell, like something funky happened. I have no idea what happened, so just do me a favor and just keep quiet while I film this, okay? Cool. What it do, sneaker fam? It's your boy, the Real Shoe Monster. Welcome to another monster week in sneakers. We're going to talk about what's hot, what's not, what's coming up for the week. With that said...
Oh man, here comes another week. I'm hoping to catch a W to fire up my feet. Wishing me no sleeper, hey, it's alright. Cause when you see what's on the toe, you be like, oh, who's nice? I just thought a day, man, I hope I cop a pair. Easy as me off white or J's, I don't care. So stay tuned to see what gets featured. Cause it's another monster week of sneakers.
Starting things off on Wednesday, May 19th, The Simpsons, Adidas, Forum, Low, Duff, Beer. Now, I don't really drink too much, but if I did, I would be talking like this, and I'd be wearing shiny shoes. These shoes are really shiny. Following up releases of the Squishy and the Flaming Mo. These joints have a strap across the tongue, and they will leave you feeling inebriated. Now, needless to say, these shoes are very shiny, and I'm not sure I'm feeling them. People seem to be digging the Forum Lows lately. I don't know. For me, it's kind of a pass. But maybe I just had too much to drink. Call me Barney. Next, following that up on Thursday, May 20th, the Luka Doncic PE. Air Jordan 35 Cosmic Deception. Now, the Slovenian sensation has been playing in different models of the 35, highs and lows, released and unreleased, throughout this NBA season. So we look forward to this first official PE colorway for the Magic Man, El Matador. For me, this is kind of a pass, but it's got some pretty cool touches on it, so I might have to rethink that. What are you gonna do? Let me know in the comments. Next, following that up on Saturday, May 22nd, the PSG Air Jordan 7. Now the Air Jordan 7 model isn't really one that piques much of my interest. There's just something about that model that I'm not a fan of, even with the collab with Paris Saint-Germain, and they've done many dope collabs. I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to pass on these. Hey, here's an idea. That was weird. Next, and rounding off our list, on Monday, May 24th, dude, the Nike SB Dunk. What the P-Rod. Paul Rodriguez has been an absolute monster of a skateboarder for decades. This dude was straight up idle territory 20 years ago, and he's continued that ascent. And this dude is still at it, competing at the age of 36. This legend is coming out with just an absolute grail of a shoe that all of us seem to want tremendously. The hype on these is through the ceiling. I haven't seen hype like this since the Chunky Dunkies, to be honest with you. With resale prices the way they are, expect to be competing with every bot on the planet. So do yourself a favor, enter every single fair raffle out there. Kinda goes without saying, these are a definite gobble. So if you go for these, man, I hope you eat. 'Cause we hungry. Well, there you have it. Yet another monster week in sneakers. So what's it gonna be? Are you gonna catch the L? Or are you gonna catch some W's? Either way, I hope everybody is. Now don't forget to follow me on IG at The Real Shoe Monster and subscribe to my YouTube channel. My subscriber count is looking more gaunt than when Matthew McConaughey did that weird movie. Until next time, gobble, gobble, monster. Oh.
This dude gets crazier and crazier every week, man. What?
You have to think about, like, his entire family is sitting there, like, in his house somewhere, and they're like, where are these chicken noises coming from? Like, oh, he's just making a video. New releases, guys. What did you think of them? Any of them catch your eye?
What, the P-Rods?
The P-Rod.
Yeah, that's about it.
That might be it for everybody, I think.
I kind of like the forums. I don't know how much I like the silver, but actually I do really like the silver. But I kind of like those forums. Adidas is really pushing the forums right now, and I think it's good because I think they've kind of realized that the Ultra Boost or like NMD wave is kind of over, you know, and so I really like that they're starting to push some of their older basketball models.
Yeah, the forum's cool. Forum's cool. That to me is not a good looking shoe. That's just to me. But the forum's a very good looking shoe.
That colorway.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. I love the model. I'm not a fan of it.
No, not at all. What the P-Rods though?
Yeah, good P-Rods. I feel like everyone and their mother and brother and sister are going to be going for that pair. If for any strange reason you're not, I have a buddy who would love a size 8. And so I will be going for a pair for him for a size 8. If you're not, please consider doing so for someone who's been a P-Rod fan for
Please.
his whole life, pretty much. Like, yeah. Anyhow, let's move on to our next segment. One of us hosts gets to pick one of our sneakers from our collection and spotlight that. So this week, our sneaker spotlight is with Aaron.
All right, guys. So today my sneaker spotlight is the Mr. Stash Air Zoom Spirit-Ons. And if you know me, this is a model that I've kind of been buying up a lot lately, the Spirit-Ons. One, because I think they're super slept on and people, um, they've gone to outlets, but it's a super comfortable model. I like it a ton. And then, of course, the collaboration with Mr. Stash, who is a legend. I know Brian recently picked up the 95s, and so I was lucky enough to pick these up for a steal. They don't go for a crazy ton, but I'm just glad I have these in my collection now to add to my Spirit-Ons, and I hope to add some more pairs in the near future.
It's a solid pair. And welcome back, Brian.
Thank you.
Yeah, great pair. What order do we go in for sneaker spotlight? BAC. So next week is me. I will have the sneaker spotlight next week, and I don't know what I'm going to pick. Probably something cool. Anyhow, let's move on. So we're going to get into the conversation now with our buddy Jake. Again, Jake, we appreciate you for spending some time with us this evening. And we kind of just want to kick off the conversation, getting to know you and how you got into the line of work that you do. So if you could explain what you do and then how you got into it, that would be great.
Yeah. Yeah, I do custom shoes out of San Antonio. We've been doing custom shoes now full-time for about 11 years with my assistant, Phil, now for a little over 4 years. But yeah, for me, my mom was an artist, and I started drawing at a young age. And my brother was 10 years older than me and always had way cooler shoes than I had. And I started noticing that at like age 4, 5. So I started drawing shoes at like 5 years old. And I would sketch shoes and change them up a little bit and kind of make my own thing. And then my mom would like make scanned copies of them on her Xerox machine at work. And then that was what I would use for like a coloring book. It was like just copies and copies and copies of sneakers that I drew. And yeah, that kind of stuck with me for a long time. And then, of course, then you grow up, you get into girls and beer and everything else that, kids get into. And, I kind of lost the love for shoes there for a while. And then probably 05, 06, I started collecting again and started, realizing the stuff that I meant or that I missed, in that gap, and realized that I basically missed like the golden era. And, but again, back then, you're still able to pick up like shoes are going for thousands of dollars. Now you could pick up for $100, $150. For my first like 6 years of collecting, I didn't buy anything over $200 because there wasn't anything over $200, but yeah, then I started, I still was doing art. So I was doing canvas portraits of shoes. So like friends would say, hey, can you paint a portrait of a Jordan 4? So I would paint a portrait of a Jordan 4. And then I started to realize, well, if I can paint a shoe on canvas, I can use a shoe as a canvas. And started doing my research and figuring out, and again, this is before social media, before there was customizers on YouTube, stuff like that. Like I had to talk to people like overseas and stuff like that on Nike Talk and different like leather crafting forums and stuff like that to find out what Angelus was and like where to get it. There was only one website you could get it. It was called turtlefeathers.net was the name of the website where you could buy Angelus back then. And that was it. And yeah, so I started painting shoes. And then did that for years, for friends and for people on the web forums. And then before you know it, like Instagram comes up and, I start posting on there. And then, believe it or not, my first celebrity or athlete, I actually did shoes for John Buscemi. And then I did shoes for Ronnie Fieg. But my first like celebrity or athlete that I did shoes was for LeBron. So that kind of catapulted things a little bit, and then that was 2013, and in 2014 my dad passed from colon cancer. But before he passed, he bought a house for me and told me that this was going to blow up and that I needed room, because I did LeBron's shoe, all my shoes back then that was before I was sewing, and all the shoes that I was customizing back then I did on a little Rubbermaid TV tray, like folding table. I was sitting on my couch, you know, I had a bucket of Angelus paints and a bucket of brushes, and that's where I did LeBron's shoe, was on a TV folding or a TV dinner folding tray, you know, while watching Fresh Prince. And
wow.
Yeah, but he saw it grow. My dad saw it, you know, he knew things were going to grow, and this was the like tip of the iceberg kind of thing. And he bought me the house that I was in for the last few years. And then I had extra bedrooms to like grow the business in. And it was necessary because it started to grow really fast after that. And
Man, that's
quit my
so
job.
cool because-
Yeah, I quit my full-time job and everything. Been no turning back since then.
That's cool because when you talk about it, like you really look at the explosion of custom shoes. The last like couple years has been like the explosion, right? You have thousands and thousands of customizers. So for you to have that vision back then and know like, hey, a shoe can be a canvas as well, that's dope, man. And then for your dad to believe in you like that, that's dope.
Yeah, you know, and even my boss at the time too, he was like, dude, what? Like I was an energy efficiency consultant, and I was doing that for like 5 years, and I was making plenty of money. I was good at it, but man, it was a tough job. And even he was like, dude, what? You need to be doing something creative. Like, why wasting your time here, you know? But yeah, the back then there was, like, you could name the customizers all like definitely on two hands. You know, there was Mosh, shoe surgeon. There was a guy named C2 who he works for Adidas. There was Nash Money in the UK. There was Meth Amphibian, Sabotage. That's about it. Like
You start struggling to find more names after that.
there was a couple more overseas, but that was it for shoe customizers. And there was no social media back then. It was blogs. It was MySpace. You know, yeah, stuff like that. You know, so
I wanna ask. Obviously, I'm a big LeBron fan. I love his shoes. I'm a huge fan of his game.
LeBron James.
The GOAT. Anyhow, if you could tell me, what shoe did you customize for him? Do you still have pictures of him somewhere that I could see? Like the second, where are they?
Give me one. Yeah,
that's fantastic. Can
That's
you imagine
awesome.
a shoe for any NBA player, let alone LeBron freaking James?
Well, it's also dope too because, you know, like, again, it's like before an era when it was really noticeable. Like now every player gets customized shoes. Like now every player has like PEs. Like back then it was very rare to see players we see the players that we see now with, you know, with customized shoes.
Yeah.
100%.
yeah. So that the LeBron thing. I'll tell you just a quick story about that. So I've been cut out a bunch of the story because it's a long story, but long story short, a guy from Miami who had inquired previously about shoes met with me when the Heat were playing the Spurs in the finals in 2013. And he went out to eat with LeBron and called me when he was out to eat with LeBron. And they were at Maggiano's here in San Antonio, and he called and was like, "Hey, LeBron's looking at your Instagram, bro. He likes your shit." And I'm like beside myself, like, "Oh my God, like, okay." And I can hear LeBron like going, "Yo, look at these, yo," like, you know. And he says, tell him I want him to make me some Air Max 90s. And I was like, "Yeah, let's do it," you know, like, for sure. And then I heard LeBron go, no. Tell him that I want a shoe to commemorate my second championship whenever we beat the Spurs. And me being a Spurs fan, I was like, well, tell LeBron that I'm a Spurs fan and that if the Spurs win, he has to buy a shoe for me. But if he beats the Spurs, then it's on the house. And I just heard LeBron say, bet. So they won.
That's crazy.
2013.
They won.
A rough year.
Yeah. We got him back the next year, though.
Shouts out to Ray Allen. We got him back worse.
Yeah. We got him back next year, though. But that was the year of the 10. So you wore the 10 all that year. And so they win, and then about a week later, his management sends me a message, you know, that they had my phone number at that time, and they said they needed my address, and then a size 16 LeBron 10 Elite shows up on my doorstep. So I just went to town on it and sent it back to Randy Mims, his manager. And I had like a big wooden box made for it and everything. And but yeah, he dropped it off and set it on his kitchen counter, and then called me, and he was like, "Hey, LeBron is like half asleep. Like he went back to sleep after I left, but like I left him with your shoes and your business card. You know, maybe he'll post. We'll see." And then later that night, like hours and hours later, I'm sitting with friends watching a movie, and my phone's in the other room, and it just starts going, off. And sure enough, like he had posted it and shouted me out on his Instagram, which is just, at that time he had like 4 million followers, which is a lot of followers, but like now he's got 60 million or something, you know. So like, just to tell you how early on that was, you know. But yeah, then he ended up wearing them. He wore the shoes on media day. He was supposed to unveil the LeBron 11 that day, but he wore my shoes instead. And so that was like the biggest media day of the year. It's damn media day. So I ended up getting a message about a month after that, a couple months after that, from a guy saying that he works at Sports Illustrated. And he was like, "Hey, you did the customs for LeBron, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Well, this is going to be the November Sports Illustrated issue." So those are the shoes there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
So it was pretty wild.
That is like the coolest story.
Yep.
Like the coolest
It's even crazier because like I remember going to I was in an airport around that time too, and I remember the first time I saw it in person. I was going through an airport, and I see on one of those newsstands, you know, in the airport, and I'm like, holy shit! Like, there's my shoes on the most well-known athlete in the world, probably, you know, like besides like Ronaldo or Messi or somebody, like, yeah. So it's definitely crazy. Yeah, crazy.
That's amazing. And I'm going to cut myself off because I could sit here and talk about LeBron for like ever, including the fact that he had 16 points in that fourth quarter before Ray Allen hit the shot. So like, anyhow, let's keep it moving. Recently, Jake, you posted on your Instagram and said that you've had a good time putting together your own shoe. and you put the uppers that you've designed, created, and you put them on top of a Air Max 1 midsole. So tell us what that process is like, because obviously you're making a bunch of other shoes that are like Jordan 1s, other Nikes that are already in existence, but now you want to create your own. How did you get to that place?
Yeah, so we've been trying to figure out a way to bring a design to market, and that's a tough thing, because you never know how people are going to like it or whatever, so and you'll never know if you even like it until it comes to life, so when you're just sketching, and I've done over the years thousands of sketches of shoes, you can only imagine, like not just of shoes that we do, but like actually just me sitting down one day just deciding to draw shoes, but I've always been really into that late 90s Adidas, like the Oswegos, the Universe, the Odysseys, the Falcons, like all of those, I was really heavy into, in like 7th and 8th grade. And they haven't really retroed. They came out with the young one, which is a Falcon. They couldn't call it a Falcon because that was Adidas equipment back then, but Adidas released it, not Adidas equipment, so they had to change the name of it to a young one. That's dork info there for you, but but I've always been really inspired by that. If you see behind me, the only Yeezy I still own is a 500, but this whole thing was full of Yeezys. I've gotten rid of them all. That's the only one I want anymore. And just that colorway. You only need one. They all look the same anyway. They're all the same damn color, brown.
Pretty much.
But yeah, that shoe's a heavy inspiration. And as far as the Air Max 1 that you saw, that was what you're referring to is I've been doing a lot of drawings, came up on one that I really liked, that I thought would actually, for one, look good to produce, two, not have anything too crazy as far as like plastic pieces or weird paneling or anything like that would make it difficult and more expensive to produce. And lastly, something that I thought that I could actually make the actual first sample from scratch. So like, instead of me normally, you get a shoe, you take it apart, you copy the pattern, and then you rebuild that out of whatever materials you like. With this, I was taking from a drawing to a 3D shoe and did it all in the course of, I think it was, so from drawing to finished shoe in 6 hours. Wow. Patterned, made, and I'd never done that before, and I did it all on time lapse. So like that video that you're referring to is, even for me, is pretty damn cool, because like that's from drawing to finished shoe, full on, inside, like fully made with the interior lining, everything. Like it's, and the shoe looks good. There's a couple changes that I want to make to it, but overall I love the look of it. It really does have kind of a 500 kind of vibe. There's a few things done on it that I've never seen done on shoes before. There's little bits and pieces of a lot of different shoes, that like certain small little things that I see on a shoe where I'm like, that curve or that stitch is really dope. I wanted to incorporate that into the shoe. Believe it or not, not the chain reaction, but whatever, the Versace shoe that came out right after that shoe, if you ever get a chance to hold that shoe in person, just to look at the tongue and look at how it's made, is like, it's a bulky shoe. It looks funny on feet, but like the upper itself, if you were to take the upper off and put it on to a different sole, that'd be like the hottest shoe out. Like I can't remember the name of it, but
Is it the one with like the 3 dots on the front?
uh,
Like,
it might have 3 dots on the front. It has like this weird, instead of the chain reaction on the side of the sole, it almost has this weird like linking on the side of the shoe. But
okay.
But specifically the tongue, the lace pattern, the heel cup, man, everything about that shoe is just like, from a design perspective, like top notch. And I wanted to incorporate a lot of things from that as well.
Shouts out to Salehi Bembury, because he designed that and he keeps designing some amazing stuff. So
Yeah,
that's cool
totally.
that you got inspiration from that.
Yep.
That's super cool.
So
Yeah.
Jake, I wanted to ask because you did go in the direction of your own sneaker. What made you want to design something from scratch? Where we like in today's sneaker world, right? A lot of people who want to design something usually bootleg a famous silhouette, and that's kind of like the wave. And you know, we get it because the people will be more intrigued by it at first because it is a bootleg. What made you want to do your own?
Yeah, so the whole, all these bootlegs that are out right now, they're all just get rich quick schemes at the end of the day. Like, that's all they are. How can we make something and make it controversial, you know, and get it out there and make some quick money? For us, it's not about the money will come, you know. It's not about making the money. We're not putting something to put out there to specifically make money. If I don't make a profit on the first 4, 5, 6 releases, that's 100% fine. The goal about making that, for one, was to create and actually be able to put something out of my head onto paper and then onto a product. But 2, to be able to get it at a nice price and get it into the hands of all the people that, for one, don't want to wait 9 months to a year for a custom from me, and 2, don't want to pay the price that you have to pay in order to get on the list with us. Because, you know, a lot of people think like, you know, slapping logos on shoes and stuff like that. No, we take like high pride and take a lot of time in what we do, and we would not be here if we weren't charging the prices that we had to charge. You know what I mean? Like, what we do is expensive, but like, it's one of those things where you can't, if it's good and cheap, you're not going to get it fast. You know, if it's there's a saying that goes along with that, where it's those 3 things: cheap, good, and fast. So like, you can have 2, but you can never have all 3. You know what I mean? So like, what we were trying to do with that is bring something to production that we can get to the masses and get it at an affordable price that's still a creation of ours. Because a lot of people want to have stuff from us, you know, they just don't want to wait the time frame, and they don't want to pay the prices that you have to pay in order to get it. So we wanted to fill that void.
Right.
So we're trying.
So let's see some let's see some kicks. Let's see some of what you some of the stuff you have to show us.
Yeah, well,
I gotta see the Kid Robots. I gotta see them.
Okay. What I want to show you first, though, is because I know a lot of people, for one, are going to want to see customs. Well, we don't have time to make customs for ourselves, so I don't own hardly any customs. Over the years, I've only been able to make maybe 1 or 2 pairs for myself. Okay? So, and everything that we make is, once it's done, it's shipped out. So I don't have really any customs that I can show you guys, with the exception of 2, one of which is the Hot Cheeto Air Max 1 that we did. So, yeah, nice pebbled leather, some suede, python, hair on hide, printed like the cheetah, lambskin interior, and then the nice little emoji on the back. but this is one that we actually did in partnership with Garrison out of Philadelphia.
Sheesh.
So I flew up there and designed the shoe and then made the prototype there with them in-house. And then we sold, I think, 11 or 12 of them. And, so there's 11 or 12 of these out there. And
now,
then,
is Garrison who you plan on going through to make your shoe, to mass produce your shoe?
probably, yeah. So,
Okay. Cool.
y'all have seen Mosh's shoes before?
Yeah, they're amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that he's obviously, what really got me in gear, over the years working with Garrison, we've wanted to do this, but I drug my feet. I mean, to be honest, like I got busy with other things. I drug my feet. I didn't get around to doing it. Mosh did it, and he's killing it. And that's what really got my ass in gear, and with help from him, he's been really, pushing me and, supporting, so, so we're excited to bring that out. But yeah, Garrison is the one that's going to produce it.
Very dope. Very, very dope.
Then this is the other one. I don't know if y'all have seen this one before, but can you tell what this is?
That's a bunch of different. I see a young one in there. I see
The Samba.
Yep. Yes, you have the young one sole with a Nike Free in the center, Samba toe tip, New Balance. This is from a Dunk, Dub Zero. This is from some kind of like one of those, I can't remember, one of the 3D printed Adidas, the Future Craft or whatever.
Yeah.
These stripes are the pull tabs from NMDs. The red is from an Air Force One. Tongue from a 95. This piece right here is actually from a Air Max 2 Light. Then you have Dub Zero, Air Max 2 Light swoosh. The green is actually a mud guard from an Air Max 1. The toe box from a pair of New Balance. And we do have a pair of these. So we called this a Zero. We've taken apart so many pairs of shoes over the years. Hundreds and hundreds of pairs of shoes that we've just taken apart. And for the most part, the uppers just get thrown away. Well, a few years ago, we started saving a lot of the pieces. We're going like, oh, this piece is cool. Let's save this, put it in a bin. Save this, put it in a bin. Well, I dumped out that bin one day and decided to make a pair of shoes out of all that stuff, and that's what this ended up being.
That's crazy that you took like different brands too. Like you see people who mix a 97 and an Air Max 1, whatever, like, the Witherspoons, whatever, and those are awesome. But like to take different brands and mix them all into one shoe and make it work and, have it look like fluid, that's pretty, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it was fun. So we are taking orders for these. It won't, whatever you get will be a one of a kind and won't look anything like this.
Right.
Okay, so say you order a Zero from us. What you order is going to be a unique one of a kind piece that's made out of all kinds of different pieces of shoes, and we won't know what it looks like until we're done with it. And then the next person is going to be completely different from that, and the next one completely different from that. So,
dang.
Yeah.
I kind of like this. I might need to get on the list.
That's pretty nice.
It's kind of a crapshoot. You don't know what you're going to get. We don't know what we're going to make for you. You just got to trust us that we're going to take care of you.
If they turn out anything like that one, yeah, you're. It's not going to be hard to trust.
The way I look at it is every single day we push the envelope of what we're doing. And if we can't do something on a shoe that's something we have never done before, then we're staying stagnant. So we try to really do things we've never done before on every pair of shoes. So in my opinion, the next one that we do is just going to be that much better, and then that much better, and then that much better. They'll keep on getting better and better and better. So this was just one of those first things, just to see if it would even work, like if it was possible, you know. But
let's take a pause real quick. I know our stream is having some difficulties. Lots of people in the comments are saying that they can't see it. We got to figure out real quick what we're going to do, guys. Do we want to stop and start a new one? Do we want to maybe stop right before we play Jeopardy and have the Jeopardy kind of be a separate episode or a separate video? What do you guys think? Let's figure this out real quick.
Yeah, we've been texting in our group chat. I think we just keep going. We will post the episode because there's some people that can see it. So I think it's YouTube having an issue right now because some people just commented that theirs came back. So let's just keep going.
Okay. All right. The show must go on. Yeah. What other shoes do you want to show us, Jake, before we start playing some
Just go crazy. Just go crazy.
yeah, I know Aaron said you wanted to see the Kid Robots. So
Yes, sir.
we have the black Kid Robot.
Oh my gosh.
And yes,
That's
I do wear
with my wife.
Yeah. So yeah, there's that one, but then there's also the pink one.
Fire. How difficult were those to get?
So to my knowledge, this is the only size 13 that exists, and I chased this pair for 3 or 4 years.
It's insane.
Like once I found the 13, then I chased this pair for 3 or 4 years. So it ended up changing ownership a few times before I could finally get it. It had never been worn, but the sole had completely deteriorated, and it came from the Philippines. So I had to do a sole swap on it. So it's not the original midsole, but it is the original outsole and original upper that's brand new. But great pair.
Amazing shoe. Amazing Grail status, GOAT status. That shoe is insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
Level.
We'll stick it with the Air Max here. We had the picture showing the public these, so yeah, I'm trying to figure out there we go. Yeah, the shady. So I've owned a couple pairs of these, 2 or 3 actually, and sadly sold them. And then this pair, my buddy Kevin in Cleveland, he just mailed these to me one day.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a good friend.
Let me know. I'll send Kevin my address too. That's crazy. Yeah, that's a shoe I regret selling a lot. I miss that shoe. We've had it shown a few times, and every time I just get mad at myself for selling that shoe.
So I had the Air Max 90, the 1 of 8 M&M charity shoe.
Wow.
I purchased that for $700 or $800 back in like 2012. And somebody just recently offered me $15K for it. So
see ya.
Yeah. Yeah. And he also ended up buying, on top of that, he bought my M&M Air Force One, the Shady Records white Air Force One, my Vibe Air Force One, my PlayStation Air Force One, and my PlayStation leather sample Air Force One, the non-patent leather sample. He bought all of those.
Wow. So
like
you're
a lot
up
of my
right
Grail
now.
went like that, but it was
Did you buy like 3 houses with that money or what?
Nah, the Ferrari is sitting pretty outside. We see it.
I just put it away. But man, yeah.
Honestly, you just can't. Like at that point, and as much as we love sneakers, like at that point, you just got to be like, you know what? I'm gonna get paid $15,000 for a pair of shoes. You got to do it.
Yeah. I agree.
Jake, I see a Soul Collector box up there. I know you have some stuff planned to show, but there is a Soul Collector box I see up there. If you want to just,
Yeah. Let's pull it up. And this is an oddball one too. So this shoe is actually designed by a gentleman on Nike Talk. Have you all ever heard of APL?
No.
Have you all ever heard of APL? No? Athletic Propulsion Labs?
Oh yes, yeah. They did like an Air Max 1 or something, right? Like a
They did like a Flyknit runner.
okay.
Yeah, that is actually a pretty good shoe. But this specific shoe was done back in like 2009 and was banned from the NBA because it has like this launch pad on the bottom. They banned the shoe from the NBA, but Soul Collector Magazine, just for like their employees or whatever, did like a little collaboration with them. Probably 50, 40, 30 pairs, something like that.
Yes.
But
yep. Now I remember this. Yeah, this is crazy. Yeah. This is what Carlos needs in the gym.
This shoe is crazy in person.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And there's that like propulsion thing.
Sheesh. That's perfect for Carlos.
And I got it banned from the NBA.
Yeah.
Where is this Carlos slander coming from? I can jump higher than both of you.
I don't know.
Yeah.
He's not.
So we'll keep on the actually well
I'm going to dunk on you.
Yeah,
if you ever come to my house, I'm dunking you.
Okay. We'll keep on the Soul Collector wave for a little bit.
Yes. Woo! From the penny pack?
Yep.
Wow.
Great pair.
Yes.
And then
do you have everything? Okay. Sheesh. Those are amazing.
Yep. I used to own the sample of this sample. It had a yellow instead of neon.
Wow. Looks like we're having some technical
difficulties tonight.
Bear with us, guys, while we get Jake back. But
there we go.
We're having some storms here, so I disconnected my Wi-Fi.
Okay, maybe that because you've been chopped and screwed the whole time, like you're from the South or something.
Oh, really? Uh-oh.
And you're not even from Houston. That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So there's that. We'll stick a little bit, I guess, on the like basketball shoes, I guess. Now, before the show, I said I didn't own a Jordan Retro.
You lied.
I lied. Technically, I do. I've owned them for about 5 years, but just now finally finished a restoration for myself. And it was these.
Wow.
So this is a 94 retro.
Yeah, that's a beautiful shoe. Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's a keeper.
Yeah. This is this Jordan 3 and the Do the Right Thing 3s are kind of the only 3s that I want.
Thank you.
Those are my favorite 3s. To Do the Right Thing is my favorite.
They don't get the attention they deserve.
They really don't.
And so those people do not do the right thing.
Yeah.
Good. That was really good.
3 that I do have, I guess we could show would be this one.
It's good. Okay. Oh, wow. Whose is that?
So this is Jason Taylor.
Wow.
For when he played with the Redskins. They called this the Turf Destroyer PE.
That is fire.
Yeah.
That is very fire.
So I have a lot of PEs, most of which, some are basketball, but most of which are all turfs. I just love the way that the turf sole looks on Jordans. So I started picking up turf PEs for a while. I have quite a bit of them, but I'll just show a couple.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool that NFL players are kind of starting to get on that wave, because basketball players forever were the ones that kind of, oh, wow.
So this is one, I think it's Crabtree, Michael Crabtree.
Wow.
And this has a crazy, hex rubber pattern right here. I don't know if you can really tell, but it's a wild pair.
Okay.
Those are amazing.
These are amazing. Yeah. And then
Have you ever been tempted to put the actual sole on these shoes?
no, I think
okay.
they look much better like this.
Dope.
So this is a CC Sabathia. Has 52 on the back instead of 23.
That's dope.
That's dope.
And that's his Jordan 11 PE. And then I do also have his Space Jam version as well.
Wow.
And it's game worn and signed.
Wow.
Jeez.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
I feel like everybody, we every one of our guests, they make a huge mess in their rooms when they're on the show. We apologize for that.
Since we're in San Antonio and Timmy just got inducted, we can show a couple of his PEs as well.
A round of applause.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So this is one of Tim Duncan's PEs.
Dope.
What size are those?
These are, I believe, are 16. Yeah, 16. So the other one has 21. And these, I've done a lot of work with the Spurs, and these were actually given to me at one of the locker cleanouts. So at the practice facility, I was able to score these.
Wow.
That's
and
dope.
then this is one of his other weird models.
I think I like those better.
Man, Timmy had a very I don't know.
Your foot was that big, he was a big, and he was Mr. Fundamental. Like if Mr. Fundamental could be, summed up in a shoe silhouette, that's it right there.
This is it.
Yeah.
The big fundamental. That's all. That's what it is.
So this pair is actually pretty cool because it has I don't know if you can tell, but it has a timeline on the inside.
Yep. Kind of see that.
Oh yeah.
So can you tell what it says?
Looks like
there's a baby, then there's somebody swimming, then there's like something spinning, and then there's some Larry O'Brien trophies.
Yeah. So it's like his timeline. So it's like Timmy when he was a baby in 76. And then in 87, we swimming, because he was a swimmer. And then 89, the hurricane, I guess, that brought him here from the Virgin Islands.
Gotcha.
And then 99 through 2007, his trophies.
That's dope.
So, yeah.
that's dope. Shouts out 5-time champion. I'm saying,
We'll bring on another big one.
Oh wow. No way.
Yeah, so that's a rookie year, size 20
No.
Shaq.
No
Can you
way.
look it up a little bit? It's filling the screen. Just there you go. Yeah, so we can see the whole thing.
No way.
Jeez.
That is crazy.
Yeah. So he was a size 20 his rookie year. And then after that was a 22, and that's when he got orthotics and started wrapping his ankles and all that. But so everybody, if you look it up, it'll say Shaq's a size 22. Well, yeah, after his rookie year, everything was 22, but his rookie year, he didn't wrap his ankles or have orthotics. So, yeah, this is a prized possession of mine.
That is really cool. That's really cool. That's crazy. And don't think we don't see those 85 ones in the back just chilling. We see them. We definitely see them.
We might as well jump into that.
Sheesh. That is crispy.
That's a clean pair.
Oh, wow.
With original Original tag.
Look at that leather.
This is a very expensive shoe. So I was actually talking to someone about this shoe because a new store in New York just got a pair that's pretty similar to this condition you have here, and they have it listed for $30K. And I was like, that sounds crazy, like super crazy.
I mean, I've had this pair for quite a long time, and I didn't pay a 30th of that.
That's 30th.
But yeah, I have not bought an OG1 since the it's probably been 4 years, maybe 3 years since I bought an OG1. And the last pair that I bought was that pair right there.
Is that the purple?
It's the purple metallic.
The best one in my opinion.
It's a good pair.
My favorite.
That's two guests in a row that have some 85 metallics. Insane.
Oh wow, look at the collars. Those are amazing. Those are amazing.
And again, everything 13 as well. You know, look at, I know a lot of collectors, OG1 collectors, will just buy whatever size they can get. You know, everything's
Dang.
Amazing.
Those are clean.
Amazing.
Those are clean.
Yeah, there's a lot of crazy pairs here. This is probably one of the rarest of all the pairs that I have.
The black. Insane.
Right.
They almost look navy blue with that light.
Yeah. It's the only metallic that doesn't have the matching color on the outsole.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't notice that.
Yeah. So I'm missing out of all the 85 ones, I'm missing the natural gray, not neutral. It's natural gray.
Mm-hmm.
Low. I have the regular natural gray here.
Beautiful.
Brian's favorite.
My
Well,
favorite.
second favorite.
My personal favorite.
Yeah, so I'm missing the low.
Second. Yeah. It's a tie.
Missing the orange metallic, the burgundy metallic, and then a black toe.
Nice. Did you see that that black toe with the black sole?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had Curated Van on here. I don't know if you know Curated Van.
Oh yeah.
And he actually was able to find it on like Grailed, I think.
Yeah, his was actually Chicago with a black
Okay, yeah, it was a Chicago.
Yeah.
You're right. Correct.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But there is black toes out there with black bottoms too. Black toes with black tongues. Black toes with black tongues with red logos. Like there's so many different variants, and
Wow.
you know, back then there wasn't like the quality control kind of thing was not what it is today. You know, that sounds funny to say because it's pretty bad today.
Yeah.
But back then, these factory workers could be like, "Man, let's put this in this," and then just put it in a.
They had freedom to do whatever they wanted.
So, like, you'll see, like, there's a collector out of Cincinnati that has a pair of Jordan 1s in men's size that are the Georgetown colorway.
Oh, wow.
And they came in a box that said Terminator, and the numbers match. But the shoe itself is a Jordan 1, not a Terminator, but it's in the Terminator colorway.
Wow.
Now, back then, they released the Terminator in kids in the Georgetown colorway, and that was a Sky Jordan. But his is a men's size Jordan 1 in a Georgetown colorway. So it gets a little confusing, but that's the cool part about the 85 is still every year pairs surface that are real that we never knew existed before. You know?
That's crazy.
It's because they did so many different, just small little things. Like Like you have
Yes, this is the shoe I wanted to see, and I couldn't remember which one it was. And this is crazy. This is a first. This is gonna be a first.
you have the Royal 85, and then you have
That condition is crazy.
the Royal with the white logo.
Sheesh.
Oh wow.
I'm trying to get it right here on camera, but
Insane.
and I would have bought this shoe no matter what the size is, but it is also a 13. So
Sheesh.
I lucked out with that. But that's just an eBay find, and finding just I've had this shoe for probably 10 years, and just finding mislabeled auctions back then. Like, I don't think I spent. I think I paid $1,800 for my purple metallic and $1,800 for my black metallic. But other than that, every single other pair, I don't think I paid over a G for.
Wow.
That's crazy.
But that's because back then, nothing really was over a G, Like, so I know that the pairs that I'm still looking for, I know I'm going to have to fork over big dollars for them. But when we're talking about releases and stuff like that that's coming out, like, I don't buy shoes anymore, Like, the shoes that I wear on a daily are older Dunks that I have, the Air Maxes that I have that haven't fallen apart. And quite frankly, my everyday shoe lately has been this like tan colorway of the Jordan Delta.
Okay.
I heard those are comfy.
It's so comfortable, like I'll rock that or this $45 pair of Pumas that these like I can't remember the name of them, but yeah, like so.
Dope.
Yeah, when it comes to these releases, like I don't even try anymore. Like it's just not even for me. It's just not worth it for me anymore.
So here's what we're gonna do. So we have, I guess YouTube is freaking out right now. There's literally nobody watching this right now. Well, actually, now it says that 16 people are watching it. Anyway, YouTube is tripping. So we're gonna start. What we're gonna do is we're gonna end this live, and we're gonna start a new one, which means we're gonna send you a new link to hop into the StreamYard with us. And essentially, we're just going to have our Jeopardy game as a separate video for right now. Aaron's going to, put them together later, and we'll post it all together as an episode.
Cool.
But we're going to end this one real quick for anybody that's watching. We're going to go live again in just a couple of minutes, and then we'll play that Jeopardy game again. Jake, we're coming for your head, so please don't run away right now. Now would be your chance to do so, but please don't. But yeah, thanks guys for sticking with us. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Hopefully when this is all said and done, that the episode is saved and we'll be able to watch it later. But we'll go ahead and end this live now, and we'll see you guys in just a few minutes.